DEF mod's okay. It kind of doesn't, to me it doesn't feel like a big deal. I have filled this tractor up once over, what have I used it for, 31.7 hours. It's something extra you have to do, but really it's no great shakes. Okay, where do we go for that? We are going to the place up at the set there, and the primary sell point. Okay. I have to figure out how to get out of here. How do I get out of here? Straight ahead. I've also heard people are having problems with the GPS mod. I have a suspicion that they're not installing GPS on their tractors, because that's a new thing. When you go to the store and buy your tractor, there is now a GPS. If you're running the GPS mod, there is then a GPS selection which defaults to no, and if you select yes, it adds $15,000 to the price of your tractor, but then allows you to use GPS. And I think a lot of people aren't aware of that, and basically just going with the, oh, I just add the mod and activate it and everything's fine, like they did in 17, and that's not quite the case. I am playing on a PC. I played on a PC pretty much all the time. My old PC was getting on for 5 years old and didn't run some Farm Sim 17 maps very well, and I did decide before I get Farm Sim 19, or before Farm Sim 19 comes out, I'm kind of going to need an upgraded PC, so I did that, and the PC I have is capable of streaming and the same time as I'm playing, so I'm happy about that. Turn that on, turn that off. Get in the train. So we were going to the primary sell point. Goodness knows where that is. Good grief, it gets so dark. Just like real life. Oh, there's a car, and there's... Woo! You! Well, that's fun. How much fun is that? There's a rock in the way. There's a rock in the way on the other side. That's going to be nice. Hi Ali Bongo, welcome to the stream, and hi Farmer Sav as well. Sorry, I did not say hi to you when you showed up. Okay, let's lift that up so we don't pull it off on the rock. Now we can get in the cab and hopefully not get hit. As I was saying, this is very, very European nighttime driving conditions in the country. in the out. And there we go, delivery done. We'll do that one as well. Transport company to the gas station. Where is that? Oh, I think that's from there. Yeah. So the mod I'm really liking for FS19 so far is the driving mod, which allows me to select forward and reverse, because it means I can use pedals logically. Obviously with, if you're using a keyboard or a game controller, that's not such a big issue. But if you're driving with a wheel and pedals, it's kind of nice to have the accelerator as the accelerator, no matter whether you're going forwards or backwards. Okay, where's the crate? Right there. Oops. Too much turning. That. Jump out. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, we're way too high. Okay, let's try not to crash into any vehicles on the way over there. And traditionally on a farm this size, I'd usually go for something like a 130 horsepower tractor. But I went for the T6 at 175 horsepower, and I think that was a better choice. I think the first time through I played with the small Massey Ferguson. Which is a very nice tractor, but it is limited in what it can do. This tractor can haul a bigger cultivator and is less affected by the hills on the fields on this map. So the thing about, I think both Black Sheep modding and Oxygen David's maps tend to be very hilly. So it's usually a good idea to over-specify the tractor you're using, or the tractor you need. And apart from the cultivator, I don't think any of my equipment needs much more than 100-130 horsepower. Did I? No, I did not. That's the garage there. Okay. That would be all the transport missions done. There are still baling and fertilising missions, but we're not going to be doing any of those for the rest of the year. Also not going to be doing any tree chopping things. Lumber. Forestry. That's the word. He's coming. That's all. The map itself, I've already said on the first playthrough that I do like this map. It's good for a small map. You start off with 7 starting fields, so there is a lot to do. In the base game, obviously, there's a lot to keep up with because you're trying to cycle 7 fields as fast as you can. On whoa, oh, there we are. With seasons, obviously, it's a little less hectic. I'm playing with 6-day seasons, so 2 days early spring, 2 days mid, 2 days late. And it took us about 2 days to do all the ploughing with a proper plough. I used one of these ploughs, I believe, which 2.5 metre working width, rather than the subsoilers, which, yeah, I could have used one, but I'm always using subsoilers, and I figured, well, maybe I should do a regular plough and do a proper ploughing of the fields rather than just a but that took two solid days to plough every single field that we had. GPS, as far as I'm aware, works. End of story. The thing is, okay, let's go to buying stuff. Say I want to buy this tractor here, which I already have. With the GPS mod installed, there is an extra menu selection. So this is for front loader attacher, but there's another one which would say GPS, and it defaults to no money. You would have to select it to yes. It costs $15,000, so it makes the tractors a lot more expensive, especially at the low end. I mean, obviously, if you're down here and buying this tractor and then adding $15,000 to this, it's not very significant. Adding $15,000 to this is a big percentage of the tractor, but I think a lot of people don't realize that you have to install it on each and every tractor. So if you've got 4 tractors, you're going to want GPS installed on all 4 of them if that's the way you're going. After you've installed GPS on a tractor, you jump in the tractor, you press, I think it's Alt C, and it brings up the GPS system, and Shift S or Control S then pulls up the GPS menu. Wopster is saying he hasn't had a problem with it. It works on all the maps he's tested it on. And the suspicion is that maybe people don't realise you have to install it on a tractor, because obviously in FS19 you install the mod and you can activate on any piece of equipment, which is kind of unrealistic. Let's turn the hazards off and turn the backlights off. There we go. So we are pretty much down to where I wanted to get to for this playthrough. I should probably turn the engine off. That's a good plan. The next session on this map will not be today, because Arthur's going to be starting his multiplayer stream in about 40 minutes, and I'm going to try and join in with that. and I'll probably stream it. Tomorrow is Law Folds, will be into next week, and I have no idea what I'm doing next week. I was planning to take a break from Farm Sim 19, but I do want to get the 18th and final episode of this season out, and I will then do a retrospective a little while later after I've had a chance to review all of the videos on the original playthrough and this one. So we are at sheep are happy. Sheep are very happy. Somewhere down there, we've still got 0.2 years. There's another reason I want to do the retrospective and fast wind through the winter. We'll be able to see sheep born. We certainly haven't seen any wool. I'd like to get to overnight into spring just to see if we do actually make some wool on the first day of spring. Oh, bank balance 165,000. We started on, what did we start on? New farmer mode, and we sold all of the equipment and then bought the bare minimum. So we have garage. The T6 we bought out of the gate. We rented a plough. We also rented a spreader and limed every field. I still have some lime left over. And I also bought the weight. Where's the weight? There's the weight. This weight, which is an adjustable weight, you have to take it into a workshop, but you can add additional weight or remove the weights from it. So it's got a range of 600 to 2400 kilos. Very nice weight. I recommend that one. The adjustable weight in 17, you could just press a function key and add weight to it or remove weight from it. This one you have to take it into the workshop. But oh well. We got a front loader attached for the tractor. We got a pallet fork. We ended up buying the BioBelts LF180, a chainsaw, and chopping down a few trees. Obviously the tipper. Next up, after planting everything, we got the BTF 4000 TF1512 seeder. Did a little planting of oilseed radish on one of the fields, so I then had to buy a cultivator because I knew I was going to be using that going forward. We bought a spreader. We planted grass in the front field, so I needed the front mower. I've bought that, but really not used it that much. Who is that? Alibongo is now hosting my stream. Thanks for the host. We bought this pickup wagon for the harvest we just did. We bought the baler in spite of the fact I said I wasn't going to be bale anything because half our fields were straw producing. I baled up the straw and sold it. Retrospect, that was probably a financially unwise move. We also bought the harvester and the header and a trailer for them. The thing is this costs 49,000 new, and when you look at my finances for the year, we sold our bales for 15,000, almost 16,000. So we made 16,000 on spending 49,000. Financially a bad idea, especially since absolutely no plans to use bales since the silo takes grass, straw and hay loose. However, you can't sell loose grass, hay or straw because it's not got any value. Grass never has value whether you bale it or not, so that's kind of beside the point. So that's what we spent our money on, and it's kind of how I did seasons in 17. In 17, obviously, there was only the equivalent of new farmer mode. You buy the you start a map, you have what you have, and you have all the starting equipment. And I would sell all of it and then selectively replace buy what I needed when I needed it. So we didn't buy the harvester until about 3 days ago when we started the harvest, and it was out in the fields immediately. That could kind of use a clean. Yeah. But T6 tractors worked very well for this map. I think, as I said, the first time round I used this one, the MF 5600, upgraded to 130 horsepower. There's a bug with this tractor. Every time you take it in to change the wheels for narrows or wides or wheel weights or whatever, it resets the engine back to 105 horsepower. So you have to make sure that you put the 130 back in it every single time. So that's kind of annoying, but 130 horsepower does struggle on some of the fields on this map. So I would recommend going with something heavier. The Fendt won't do it. The Valtra N would, but I have always used that, so I try not to when at all possible, because this one will go up to about 200 horsepower, and that's genuinely sufficient. I don't go for this one because it doesn't have front loader arms as an option, and generally if you've only got one tractor you need that. I could have gone for the case, but I didn't. 69. That also goes up to 175. So it's a little bit more expensive. Similar. Whoa, we're twin wheels, twin wheels, standard. So it's functionally the equivalent of the T6, but more expensive. This one's 102, that one starts at 112. But you're always looking to save the money that you have because you don't have any income until spring, until fall, when the when the harvest comes in. We have sold most of our harvest now. All we have left in store is step through. We've still got the wheat because the price is a little bit depressed. We've still got the soybeans because the price is sorely depressed because of the time of year. Reviewing pricing. See, wheat was on a climb, and it's predicted to carry on climbing, but today the price was rock bottom. So I'd be inclined to wait until tomorrow before I sell it. Barley, inflated price, it's good. Oats, still climbing. I sold them early anyway, and same with the canola. The canola's at its peak. And there's no guarantee we're going to hit this value tomorrow. It could be higher, it could be lower, but it's good enough. Soybeans is seriously depressed at the moment. You want to sell that in the summer. But we will sell it before the end of the year. Don't have anything else for sale. Our sheeps. I don't remember what we got. I think I got those. So we bought them at the end of summer. They're about as valuable as we paid for them, I think. Did it tell you? No. Doesn't tell me how much they're worth. Not to worry. And finally, the map. We now have oilseed radish in the back fields. These 3 fields are all cultivated, ready for oilseed radish, and our grass is still in a harvested state. Oh, yellow means planted. Yeah, we have to wait until germination happens. I'm not sure if the grass is actually going to grow anymore, but we have 2 stages of fertilization on it, so that's well on the way. So if I was continuing it into next year, the plan would be oilseed radish all around. I could cultivate this field and plant it with wheat or barley or something like that. Probably canola, because I had wheat or barley in it previously. So we are going to slow time down to 1 to 1. And there we go. Let's try that again. There it is. And sorry, I forgot what the time was. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. We will sleep for 9 hours because it's getting dark in the mornings. There we go, nearly 7 o'clock in the morning. So how did... that's still saying planted. Okay. I was hoping it might tell me whether it germinated or whether germination failed. But we don't have that, so we don't know at this point. But I am going to sign off now, since we're now on late autumn, and that entails I should be on a new episode, episode 18, and I will be back in about possibly 20 minutes, 30 minutes, when Arthur starts up his multiplayer server. So go grab something to eat or drink, and as I said, I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Have fun, everybody, but for now I'm out of here.